Hi guys, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my cooking channel. Today, it's getting hot in here because we're cooking up a storm. We're gonna make some rice pudding, otherwise known as arroz con leche. It's very simple, the kids love it, everybody loves it, so let's come to my kitchen so we can cook. Today's ingredients are sweetened condensed milk, cinnamon sticks, short grain rice, vanilla, whole milk, and water. I'm doubling the recipe, so instead of using 1 cup of rice, I'm using 2. So we're gonna add this to the pot. I put 2 cinnamon sticks, that's gonna stay the same, and I'm adding 2.5 cups of water. We are gonna let this soak for an hour. You don't have to cover it, but I'm gonna cover it so nothing gets in there. So we're soaking 2 cinnamon sticks. I might actually drop a 3rd one in there. 2 cinnamon sticks so far, 2 cups of water, and 2.5 cups of rice. We're gonna let this soak for 1 hour. Yes, and I decided to add the extra cinnamon stick because why not? Been an hour, I'm going to set this on high. I ended up using 4 cinnamon sticks. I wrapped it in cheesecloth. If you guys have cooking twine or something just to hold it together, that's great because these things will break apart once you're cooking them. I just put it on high. We're gonna let it boil. Look how the rice has doubled in size. Anyway, these things will break apart once you cook them, and that's inedible, so you don't want that all over the place. 2 are water with rice and cinnamon sticks. We're gonna add 6 cups of whole milk. I'm just gonna pour all that in there. And we're gonna let this come to a boil. You want this to boil, and then you're gonna simmer it on low. And now, if you can tell, this is starting to boil. It's not at a full boil, but we are just about there. There we go, it's starting. It got nice and frothy. It's very hard to tell on video, but it's frothy and it's starting to boil. And these cinnamon sticks are not going to fall apart if you tie them up, which is the best way, because you want to infuse the cinnamon flavor without having bits of pieces to pick out of your teeth. Because who wants to eat dessert and have to constantly pick stuff out of their teeth? Not me. So we're not adding the vanilla or the condensed milk yet. We're gonna wait for this to cook. So once it's at a full boil, which we're almost there, once it's at a full boil, I'm gonna put it on low and I'm gonna cook it until the rice is very tender. See how we're starting to boil? I'm just gonna pop it this way. And we need to stir this constantly so it doesn't stick. Because remember, you're cooking it with milk, and every time you cook with milk, you should stir the pot a lot. This is gonna get sticky and delicious and creamy. So I'm gonna check this again in 20 minutes. All right, so it's been around 15 minutes, and you see how the rice is growing, it's cooking, it smells so great. You can smell that cinnamon, and it's getting nice and creamy, but we're still not done. So I'm just gonna keep stirring, and I still have about 5 minutes to go before it hits the 20-minute mark. But you don't want to add the condensed milk or the vanilla until the rice is fully cooked. We're almost there. So I think we're done. You know, it takes 20 minutes to make rice, but you want this to be nice and soft. So 40 minutes it is. It has to be very cooked. Let's see. So we want to taste it. Remember, we have no sugar here. The rice is soft though, and you can totally taste the cinnamon. I pulled the cheesecloth out with the cinnamon, and now I'm gonna add, actually, let's turn off the heat. I'm going to add the vanilla, and I'm gonna start adding the condensed milk. So once we're done adding all of this into the pot, I'm gonna stir it up, and we're done. So all of our vanilla and the condensed milk is in the pot along with the rice and the milk and the water. I took out the cinnamon sticks. If you want a stronger cinnamon flavor, you can always add powdered cinnamon to this. You can also add some raisins. I would put like half a cup of raisins. So to this whole thing, I would add 1 cup since I doubled the recipe. Now, some of us don't like raisins. People are so picky, man. I like it with raisins, but I also like it without, so you can serve the raisins on top if you want, depending on how you're feeling. Okay, so that's fully mixed. So when I get a new spoon, so I can taste this here. Be careful, it's hot. That's nice and sweet. I don't think we need any more sugar. You can taste the vanilla. That's really good. Okay, so I'm gonna let this cool down before we serve. Now that I have a second, the girls are playing with their toys. I'm gonna taste this because I don't want to share. It's so good. I added cinnamon and I added raisins to mine, and I'm stirring it up. So let's get to tasting. This is really good. It's still kind of warm, but that's okay. The longer it sits there, the sweeter and the creamier it's gonna get. It's just amazing. It's very nice and sweet. You don't have to add any more sugar because of that condensed milk. And you can eat it warm or wait till it cools down. Oh, I guess I have to get back to the girls. Hope you try this recipe out. If you liked it, hit like down below and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Bon appetit.